Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Lbtharealist, and this is Surrealistic Studios once again, where I bring you the surreal news. And if this ain't surreal enough, we got modern day slavery going down in Libya right now. So I did a couple videos on it already. I'm not hearing a big outcry like I really want to hear from my fellow YouTubers, but you know what? That's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and just be a man and keep it pushing. But migrants from all parts of Africa are migrating to Libya in order to get to Europe. And these people, they call them people smugglers, are turning around charging these Africans more money than what they initially expected. And when they don't have the money to pay them, they sell them into slavery, or they'll sell them to private prisons that make them call back home for ransom money. And then when they don't get that money, then they're sent to a bigger facility that doubles the money, or doubles the asking price. And if they don't get that money, then they'll just kill them. Once they're killed, they decapitate them, and right before they burn their bodies, they remove their organs. This was stated by a man that I found on YouTube recently, a couple days ago. He posted a video. A man from Cameroon who said he was a slave that was sold 5 times. And he said that this is what's going on. Now, what led me to just believe him was the fact that this is not the only case of organ trafficking that's been claimed. There has been other claims of organ trafficking. There was pictures of Africans with scars that clearly showed that they had their organs removed. So not only have these people been telling us about the slavery and about them being imprisoned unjustly and about the organ trafficking, but since the ousting of Muammar Gaddafi, who was the leader of Libya before President Obama and NATO and everybody got involved and overthrew him, he was going to basically launch Africa as a continent into the future under the United States of Africa. He wanted Africa to be self-sufficient as far as producing their own food, as far as water irrigation. He built one of the largest water irrigations around Libya. This guy, Muammar Gaddafi, now, despite everything that's being said about him in Western media, about rape allegations, about the bullshit Viagra allegations of how he would give his troops Viagra so they would go out and rape the women, about Pan Am Flight 103, where the U.S. government accused some officials in the Libyan regime of bombing an airplane that was, I believe, headed from Germany to London or something like that, and it killed a bunch of Americans. And they tried to blame that on him. They put 2 people on trial. One person, I believe, was acquitted. The other person was found guilty, went to jail for a little bit, and then they released him. So you're 2 terrorists. One is acquitted, and the other one goes to jail for a little bit and then is later released. But you kill, what was it, 270 maybe plus people? I believe it's 270 people in the air on the plane and 10 people or so on the ground. But they released him? That's strange enough already. You're okay. But anyways, back to my point. Regardless of all that's being said about Muammar Gaddafi, from what I've researched, he was actually doing a lot for not only the Libyan people, but for the people of Africa as a whole, in general. Like I said, he built the largest irrigation water system around Libya. According to Muammar Gaddafi, housing was a right of all citizens. He gave his people food rations. Electricity was free. Like, he paid for their education. Healthcare was a right. This guy, Muammar Gaddafi, was a fucking progressive by our standards. Way more progressive than probably even Bernie Sanders. Now, that's excluding all of the negative shit. I know y'all, a lot of you, no, he was a terrorist. Just give me a second to clarify here. I believe that all of the stories, maybe not all of them, because there are also stories about how he killed protesters in the street and how he massacred people in prisons. I don't know how true that is. It could be very well true. He was the leader of Libya for over 42 years plus, or something like that, before they ousted him. So that might be true. He might have did some pretty horrible shit. But name one American president that we've had that hasn't done horrible shit in the name of America. Maybe you can name some, but let me tell you something. Our leaders are capable of doing horrible shit, and our leaders have done horrible shit before. So for President Obama and NATO to enact regime change off of allegations, off of shit that he said that he didn't even do yet, that was wrong. And now the people of Libya, the people of Africa, and the people of the world are suffering because of it. And I'm not trying to come out here and just throw all the blame on President Obama and throw all the blame on Hillary Clinton, because they weren't the only ones. How it works is the U.S. gave NATO intelligence. NATO, which includes France and Italy, and London, or the UK, sent their planes in and started bombing the shit out of the Libyan regime. Once they bombed the hell out of them, they found Muammar Gaddafi in a pipe, and the Libyan rebels, which consist of Al-Qaeda terrorists, drug addicts, and fucking prisoners, known criminals, after they were let out of jail, those were the people that made up of the Libyan rebels. These are the same people that NATO and the US trained, armed, and backed to overthrow Muammar Gaddafi. And ever since then, the country has been in chaos and disarray. Every single black person, black people or Africans used to hold jobs in Libya. They had a fairly decent living from what I can tell. From what I can tell so far, they did not have the problems that they now have. Now they're being persecuted. Directly after Muammar Gaddafi was ousted, they started lynching Africans. They started killing them. Probably rape, torture, and all that other shit too. And now we've gotten to a point where they just flat out enslave them. They sell them on public auctions and public parking lots. This is how CNN got the footage. I didn't know at the time, but this has been a thing. This isn't new this month or this week. This has been an ongoing thing that's just progressed and progressed and progressed. So this is not new. People, wake up. If you're still watching CNN and Fox News and ABC, if you're only watching those networks, you need to stop. Start watching Channel 4 on YouTube, Al Jazeera, BBC, anything other. Even that's still Western, but expand your horizon. Expand your enlightenment, because the Western media is not telling us the truth. You have to get your sources from all different kind of places and come up with your own conclusions. I read articles online. I research YouTube videos. I ask people out in the street. I actually talk to people and have conversations with people about these kind of things, about these kind of issues. I'm not just a keyboard warrior. So get out there, network with people, and be informed. Because if they're enslaving people in Libya, who's to say that they're not doing it anywhere else right now? This is just the focus right now. But who's to say? I've heard another report on how it's actually going down in Nigeria as well. Or Niger, I believe. So, in Saudi Arabia, I've heard that it's going down in Saudi Arabia as well. So, do your own research, people. Seek knowledge. Forever stay enlightened. And please do not fall back asleep. Because it could be you out there. There's people every day that go missing. Black people go missing all the time. People go missing all the time. And they're fucking organ trafficking. Our organs are worth a lot of money. And there's rich people that have heart transplants all the time that need new kidneys and lungs and all kind of shit. I'm just saying, stay informed. Don't say that I didn't tell you. I know this video is going to live on forever as long as there's an internet that we can access. By the way, that's going out the door too. At least the internet as we know it. because they got big plans. Ajit Pai from the FCC, they used to work for Verizon, Comcast, and AT&T. Yeah, they got plans for us. So this is another reason why I wanted to upload this video right now today, because I don't know how much longer we're gonna have to keep spreading knowledge. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have to not have your attention. So while I have it, continue to love from the bottom of your heart, because there's not enough love in the world today. There's not enough peace. Probably enough chicken grease, but not enough love and not enough peace, not enough empathy, not enough sympathy. Not enough people give a fuck. So please, give a fuck. Just give a fuck, at least sometimes, all right? Stay informed. Until the next video, trust me, I'm gonna do a long ass video where I explain a lot of this shit, but I gotta get my thoughts together. I gotta get them coherent. I'm gonna have my notebook with me, so I have my bullet points, and I'm not gonna miss anything. And we're gonna get really into this on another video though, and for another day. Okay, so until next time, catch me on all social media. Follow me on Twitter, because I share a lot of stories on Twitter that I don't always get to talk about on video. Facebook as well. So just go in the description below. You'll see all my my social media. You can follow me everywhere. Google me. And be well, you guys. Okay? Until the next time.